Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer and News Report. Cheers. Today, I'm drinking Limoncello. It's by Honest Abe Cider House. I'm drinking this because I'm doing a show on the penny, and of course, Abe Lincoln is the face on the penny, so I thought it was appropriate. Now, as for ciders, I like sweet ones, and this is more tart than it is sweet. It's got a little kick to it, too. It's got about 7% alcohol. So if you like ciders with a little kick, especially the ones that are on the tart side, this is the one that you should try. And by the way, tart cider is a dry cider, just so you know. So if you see something that says, hey, this is a dry cider, that means it's going to be a little more tart. All right? Give it a shot. Cheers. Now, my cousin Debbie emailed me asking to do a show about the penny. She mentioned that she had an old Garfield bank, you know, the plastic cat with a coin slot in the back, where her parents used to drop their loose change in it. It was mostly pennies, and that got her thinking, why was a penny canceled? What does it cost to make a penny? And what is it even made of? Basically, she wants a brief history of the penny. So, that's going to be today's show. Grab a beer, sit back, and maybe break open your piggy bank and see what's hiding in there. All right? Cheers. The first pennies were minted in 1793. Obviously, Lincoln wasn't on the coin. He wasn't even around yet. These early pennies were much bigger than today's, and they were made of pure copper. By the way, it's called the penny because it comes from Britain. It was the British penny. The colonists were used to it. They said, yeah, let's just call ours the penny too. So, in 1857, the large penny, or the large cent, was discontinued because copper prices went up. So next came the Flying Eagle penny, and that was made of 88% copper and 12% nickel. Up to 1909, the penny featured personifications of liberty. In 1859, the Indian head penny began. But it was in 1909 that Lincoln made his debut. Now, why Lincoln? Because it was the 100th anniversary of his birth. Up to that point, no U.S. coins had ever featured any presidents. So this was both a commemorative moment and a symbolic moment, putting a real U.S. president on our money. Lincoln makes history again. All right, Abe. Cheers. Now, certain events have changed the penny's look and the makeup over time. For instance, during World War II, copper was desperately needed for the war effort. So, in 1943, the penny was made from zinc-coated steel. Yeah, it was white. Can you believe that? So if you happen to find one of these 1943 steel pennies, hang on to it. Collectors love them. Then in 1962, copper got too expensive again, and the metal composition changed to 95% zinc and 5% copper. Basically, it was a zinc penny with copper coating. Now, the modern penny is even less copper. It's 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. So why did President Trump cancel it? Because even at 2.5% copper, the penny cost 3.69 cents to make. It just wasn't worth it anymore. Now, let's be clear. Trump ended the production of the penny. That doesn't mean the penny's worthless. It's just there's no more new pennies coming out. And the last minting day happened just recently, November 12th, 2025. That's when the president directed the mint to stop making new pennies. But old ones are still legal tender. If you wanted to abolish the penny completely, it would take an act of Congress. And let's be honest, Congress moves slower than dial-up internet. So don't hold your breath, right? Yeah, cheers. Now you might think canceling the penny was revolutionary, but it isn't. Other countries have done it as well. Canada ditched the penny in 2012. Australia dropped its 1 and 2 cent coins in 1992. And New Zealand took it a step further and got rid of the nickel also. Several European countries have done the same thing, rounding cash transactions to the nearest 5 cents. The reason? It just costs too much to make these low-valued coins. Let's look at this chart. The penny costs almost 4 times its face value to produce. The nickel costs more than it's worth. So why not follow New Zealand's lead and cancel that one too? Well, that might actually happen someday. And if not, the mint will likely have to change the metals it's using to make those coins. You simply can't keep producing money that costs more than it's worth. And that's why everyone is jumping on cryptocurrency. No, that's a whole different show, all right? I'm not ready to talk about that. Cheers. Now, I know it sounds sad to see the penny go, but there's a silver lining, or should I say a copper one. Since there's no new pennies being made, and old ones are getting worn and damaged, and they'll be pulled out of circulation. Any penny you own could increase in value over time. That's the foundation of coin collecting. Scarcity creates value. That's why the Indian head penny is worth so much today. You just can't find them anywhere. So if you got a piggy bank full of pennies, keep them there. They might be worth more than you think someday. You just might be richer than you realize. Yeah, cheers. Well, my beer's almost empty, and that means we've got to wrap up this show. If you want to contact me, I can be reached at this email address. I hope you had a good time watching the show, and please click that like button if you did. If you want to see the new episodes, click that subscribe button, the little bell icon next to it, and that'll tell you when I have a new show coming. Till then, keep your beer cold and your interest hot. Cheers.